ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಇಂದಿನ ತರಗತಿಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. Welcome students for today's class. In this class, we'll just take a glance over the topics we have already studied. We have already completed the fifth unit of BGP, that is business policy. Now we'll just uh, take a glance over all the topics we have studied so far. In this, we have already learnt about the in the previous session, that is current scenario of business policy and India in present situations. Now just take a glance that first in this chapter we already learnt about introduction, meaning, features of business policy. That is the first policy. You came to know what is business policy. Business policy andre vi vyavahara neeti andre eno, athara vyakhyana and features and why it is necessary, importance we already studied in the first session. Next we studied about the benefits of technology to business. Before that we already came to know about what is technology and what are the various applications being used in the technology and benefits of technology to business, how this technology will help to our business in these days. It's very important technology. Next we learned about essentials of a business policy. What are the essential factors to be considered while preparing a sound business policy? Means if you want to prepare a best or good business policy, what are the factors which are necessary to be considered? Then we discussed about some various business policies. Here, business policies are classified on the basis of their functional areas. In subsequently, in which each sessions we discussed about the each one classification of this business policy. First, we studied about the production policy. Production policy means what is a production policy and what production policy actually covers, and how routine decisions of production management are being taken, and some key issues, some important issues of the business policy. Later on we discuss about personal policy. Personal means this is a human resource relating personal policy, and in that session we discussed about its the objectives of personal policy, principles of this personal policy, and the matters which are covered in the personal policies. Next, after that personal policy, we also discussed about the employee training policy. Students, this is also relating to human resource development. In this chapter, we were studied about human resource development and introduction to employee training, importance of employee training, and some various methods of training. Next, after this employee training, we also discussed about the wage policy and labor welfare. In that chapter, we discussed the objectives of wage policy, its scope and objective of labor welfare. Along with wage policy, we also studied about labor welfare and some various laws relating to wages and labor welfare in India. For example, like minimum wage act, like that. And next, under that business classification of business policy, that is financial policy. It is very finance is very important for the business, and finance and that financial policy, how what are the essential factors involved in financial policy and types of financial policy. And next we discussed about marketing policy. In that, we discussed how customer is important, how we have to, how company will struggle to retain its customer. To retain the customer, it has to supply good quality of products, and the aim of that main marketing policy is to improve the quality or service of the business. Like such fact things we studied in the session of marketing policy. And next, after that, we were also discussed about marketing strategy, definition and origin of this strategy. Strategy actually come before this marketing word, and how where it originated. And after that, we are also studied about the nature, scope, and advantages of marketing policy. And at last session, we discuss about some current scenario of business policy in India. In that chapter, we were discussed all some latest facts relating to business policies in India. That is, public policy of Indian government and its types, political stability and culture and its impact on business, economic reforms, like that we call it as LPG, liberalization, privatization, and globalization, and foreign investments. How foreign investments uh, come to India? It flowed into India in two forms, like FII and FDI. And later, some latest developments, some that is pro business initiatives taken by government of India. Some few of them we discussed, like Make in India, ease of doing business, and the latest one, that Atmanirbhar Bharat and anti-China policy. And with that, we concluded this business policy topic. Hope students, with this you studied some different kinds of policies, classification of this business policy, like wage policy, personal policy, production policy, etc., which influencing business activities. Okay, thank you.